All right, so this is the presentation of how to untoon a cartoon. And how we're going to look at this is through the use of texture. And we have to think about why do we want to be able to use texture efficiently? But here's the reasons. Texture makes artwork look realistic and natural. It makes artwork more professional and mere shading without texture, it creates an imbalance in the work. Without textures, the artwork will look flat and smooth and unnatural. So we just wrapped up our unit on our still life. And now we're kind of starting this new unit with texture. Hopefully after this unit, you'll be able to change the way objects look based on the texture that they have. What will your project end up looking like? I made this very, very short little video to show you what people have done in the past. Turn on the volume. So that's it. That's the entirety of the video. It's just to show you examples. And so what we're doing is we're going to take cartoons, but then we're going to make them realistic, hopefully using the texture of the real version of what you're doing. So here are some of the rules. The cartoons have to have some type of visual accessory. So SpongeBob has his hat and his shirt and his shoes. All those are visual accessories. Teenage Ninja Turtles have their whatever type of weapon they might have, belt, a mask or an eyepiece. Donald Duck, obviously, with his outfit there. You have to choose a cartoon that has those options because when you do the real version of it, you have to dress them in those visual accessories that they might have. So these won't work, right? Because if you just did a real life version of a cat and a mouse, it would just be a real cat and a mouse. I don't know if people would get they might not see that it's supposed to be Tom and Jerry. Or if you're going to do Bugs Bunny, again, it would just be a rabbit. However, both of these cartoons have a very long life and have been in multiple cartoons. Um, and so they have multiple outfit changes, such as this. This would work, so you draw a realistic rabbit or bunny, and then you put them in some type of conductor's uniform, right? So that would work. And this also wouldn't work, right? Because we don't have a real life version to compare this to. I haven't seen a real minion running around, so we don't know what a minion would actually look like. So what do we know about copyright to start with? Copyright is a form of protection from the U.S. Constitution and granted by law for original artworks or of authorship fixed in a tangible medium of expression covering both published and unpublished works. All that meaning is that when you make something, you own it and you have the copyright. If you decide to let other people use what you have made or created, then there's a couple different definitions. So the first is Creative Commons. This is copyright license templates that provide a simple, standardized way to give the public permission to share and use creative work on condition of the maker's choice. So if I made and took a photo and I said, okay, you guys can use this, but you can't change it, and you have to pay me some amount of money to do that. Or I could say, you can pay me this amount of money and you can change it any way you would like. Okay, so that gives some restrictions on what it is. Fair use is a limitation of copyright law which sets out factors to be considered in determining whether or not a particular use of one's work is fair, such as the purpose of the character of use, the amount of work used, and whether the use will affect the market of the work. So fair use would be more like, okay, I use somebody else's work, but I changed it a lot and it doesn't really look like their work. I'm not making money off their work. I just used it, but I changed it completely and the original intent is not there. That changes the meaning. The other one we can look at is open source. And this is where you make something and you say, here you go, world, you get to use it however you want. It is yours to use, change, sell. I give it to you for free and I release all my copyrights on it, and then you get to do it with what you want. And that's kind of what we're going to be looking at for this lesson. Okay, so open source and why it's important. So you guys might not get sued for copyright infringement, but it does happen outside of high school. And so these two are good examples. We'll just look at this first one with Hope, artist from Obama. This is the guy, and you guys might be a little young for this, but when Obama ran for president the first time, this was his campaign poster. Hope had his face, red, white, and blue, very iconic Americana. This is the artist, Shepard Fairey, who created it. But what happened was that he made the poster, but he took the photo of Barack Obama from the Associated Press, the AP, and he made the poster, he sold it to the campaign, and he made money. Now the AP saw that and said, "Hey, wait a second, that's our photo. You took our photo and you're making money without asking us. That's not okay." So after multiple years, um, he was sued by the AP, the Associated Press, and then he was fined 200 or $25,000, and he had, I think, yeah, 2 years of probation in addition to that. So he lost his case. So it does happen. People do get sued for using imagery and sources out without permission. Okay. So just be mindful. And if you decided to go, hey, I love art outside of high school, I want to start making art. I wanted you to have a way so you don't get sued. And plus we need to know about it because this is the ethically correct thing to do, right? So there are websites, Pixabay, Unsplash, Pexels, all of these websites show you how to get images for free that you can use and change and sell any way you want. And that these are the websites I want you to go to find your realistic version of your cartoon.